Hi. Don't you just love the holiday season? I sure do. I love the lights that we put on our houses around Christmas time. I love the Christmas trees. I love our compassion towards one another. I love hot chocolate. But you know what I don't like about Christmas? It's whenever people complain that there's not enough Jesus in Christmas. Because instead of having Christmas be inclusive and having people celebrate Christmas the way they interpret it, just have it circled around Christians and only Christians in general. Because everybody knows that Christmas was always about Christianity and wasn't at all a holiday called Yule that got so violent that the church was about to cancel Christmas. But instead they decided to put Jesus on there, and that's why people celebrate Jesus' birthday on Christmas, even though we don't know exactly what day Jesus was actually born. But you don't want me to talk about that. You want me to talk about Kirk Cameron saving Christmas. Fuck. And in case you don't know, I have a personal hatred for Kirk Cameron. And no, it's not because he makes bad movies, but it's because he's an asshole who blames atheists for bad reviews of this awful movie. And while I am an atheist, that's not why I hate this movie. Wah, 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 wah. Let me put this into perspective. I don't hate Adam Sandler because even though he makes god-awful movies, at least I hear he's a nice guy. With Kirk Cameron, he's an asshole. I mean, anybody who blames atheists for bad reviews of his movies is an asshole. That's just plain and simple. He's a douchebag asshole and I hate him. Not gonna take my word for it? Just look at the Rotten Tomatoes rating this movie has. Wow, lots of praise. And let's not also forget the fact that this movie won Worst Picture of the Year at the Razzies, going up against Left Behind, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, actually wait, why is that movie on that list? And The Legend of Hercules. I just don't get Kirk Cameron's hatred for atheists. We're not evil people. Those of you who like these Christian movies really don't get it. These movies are out to get atheists. I mean, especially movies like God's Not Dead. That movie paints a really bad picture for atheists. We're not all assholes. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure there are asshole atheists out there, but it's not because they're atheists, it's because they're assholes. And look at Kirk Cameron. He's a Christian and he's an asshole. Oh well, anyway, let's get on with the movie review. Fuck. Okay, Kirk Cameron's sitting there on a chair with a clearly empty mug that's supposed to be filled with hot chocolate. And he says that there are some people who just want to put a white blanket over Christmas. And that they say, hey, if you want to do your stuff, that's cool and all, but please be quiet. Like, that's not a Christmas complaint, that's a noise complaint. I mean, for all you know, they're trying to celebrate Christmas a little bit more quietly, a little bit more personally. Again, why are you bitching about that? It's a noise complaint. And he goes on babbling about some really weird shit by saying, I mean, what are they gonna tell us next? That hot chocolate's bad for us? That the Druids invented it? The Druids? I'm pretty sure it goes farther than them. Also, hot chocolate is bad for you. It's delicious, don't get me wrong, I love drinking it around the Christmas season. But it clearly is pretty bad for you. This movie's directed and co-written by Darren Doan, or whatever his name is, I don't care, whom I also think is an asshole, and he plays an asshole, named Christian. Oh, and for some reason Kirk Cameron says, hey, that's me. Good for you. Oh, and also, what family Christmas movie would be complete without a racist, sassy black character who rambles on about so much random, pointless shit that they actually cut him off and mute what he's saying, replacing it with music? What's the point of this character? He's this is the literal definition of filler. Like, he says nothing of importance to this movie. Nothing. He's just there to be sassy and be jive and be a stereotype of black people. I haven't seen a stereotype this offensive since War Room.
Thank you, Jesus. Glory, hallelujah. My God is good. My God is good.
Oh yeah, and get used to Kirk and Christian talking in this car because they do it for God knows how long in this movie. You know, Christian has some legitimate points about how we're not giving enough to those who need it. But Kirk says it's perfectly okay to be greedy. Screw the poor people. Kirk says the most important thing about Jesus' birth wasn't Jesus himself, but his cloth. That's like saying the most important part of The Dark Knight wasn't the psychological battle between Batman and the Joker, but rather the Joker's vest. I'm pretty sure the movie could go on without this bit of knowledge. Oh yeah, he talks about soldiers murdering babies. Perfect family movie. There's also a really cringy ADR scene between this conspiracy theorist, and again, he says mostly pointless shit. This movie's religious analogies make no sense. I mean, let me put that into perspective. Elephant is God, because elephant is made out of plastic and rubber, which comes from trees, and which that means... Wait. Elephant is God, because elephant represents an elephant, and elephant represents life, and life it was created by God, so therefore, elephant is God. Oh yeah, and Christian tries to compare Santa to Satan by rearranging the letters. This movie also has the balls to say that St. Nicholas was a heavily religious man who would beat the living shit out of you to near death if you weren't Christian enough. Remember kids, if someone doesn't share your faith, kick their ass! And the movie ends by basically saying that everything here is bullshit. By saying, you know, we've been telling the same old stories for years. Let's tell them new ones! Yeah, just called bullshit on yourself. And at the end of the movie, we get a montage involving out-of-sync white people dancing that goes on for way much longer than it really should. Oh, and we get Kirk Cameron doing the worm. Yay! Holy shit, this movie is a cinematic enema. This is hard to trudge through. But this movie, I will say, is one of those movies that has to be seen to be believed. It gives you every single wrong message that a movie like this really should be talking about. Basically saying that it's okay not to give to people who are less fortunate than you, and just lather yourself in all of your stuff. And don't get me wrong, I like getting stuff on Christmas. But I also like giving stuff to people for Christmas. And like I said, Kirk Cameron blames the criticisms of this movie towards haters and atheists. Which, like I said, is a pretty dick move, because even Christian critics don't like this movie. I think it's even funnier when he actually found out about the Rotten Tomatoes rating. He asked his Facebook followers to give the movie good ratings so that it could be fresh amongst the audience score, saying, "We decide what we want our families to see." Even though Rotten Tomatoes isn't about that, it's just about people giving their opinion, and it's just a collection of those ratings. In fact, if anything, all the critics condemning this movie have only popularized it. Oh shit. Happy holidays.